This is Valerie Van Boeven with the Senior Care Industry Netcast, where leaders with 3 or more years in the senior care industry share their advice. So let's get to it. In a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Hello, my name is Lani Cabral-Pasao, and I'm a senior care nurse specialist and dementia care practitioner. I'm also a senior care business coach. Being said, I'm an owner and CEO of the following different kind of senior care businesses.
Mhm.
I have Abba Gentle Healthcare. That's my home health agency. Angels Over Us is a non-medical agency. Tuscany Living Villas. Those are the care homes. We have two at the moment. Um, Alasan Comfort Care, which is our hospice company. Kinetic Therapy Services. That's our mobile staffing therapy, like occupational therapies, speech therapies, physical therapies, and we also have CB International, which are like senior care products, which we have the dementia care dolls and the dementia care therapy bear, and also some eBooks for seniors. Now we also have classes for caregivers, dementia care training for our CNA school. It's just, yeah, that's what I do. I have three children of my own. My husband is a retired doctor from the Department of Justice. He has two daughters of his own. So altogether, we have five children and we have five grandchildren. And I came from the Philippines long time ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah, long time ago when I was in my 20s.
Wow. What
Yeah.
an exciting set of businesses and exciting life. And boy, you have accomplished so much. What a nice set of businesses to own. I love all of them, but I especially am intrigued by the care homes. I think the care homes are the wave of the future. I think they've always been a good idea, but I really believe that with COVID, these smaller, more intimate care homes are really going to take off. I really think that's absolutely going to happen.
That's true.
Yeah, so good for you. All right, what is the best thing about serving aging adults?
Oh, it's really very interesting. Actually, it's my passion, and I didn't realize that they will be my source. It's kind of like the bank of wisdom and the wealth of knowledge. And every one of them, because I've been doing this since almost 2000. When I was just doing volunteer, it was 2004. I started my own business 2009, but with a borrowed capital from a guy that I don't even know. And so I know every one of them, they love to share, especially good things that they can help others. They love to share their journey. And honest, honest to goodness, I learned many, many things from them that I can share in my Facebook group. Every day I can share whatever I learned from them. The pillars of success, the senior wisdom, and so many things.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that is, it's so neat to talk to other entrepreneurs who have really made this their life's purpose in so many different ways. The home care, the care homes, all the things that you just mentioned. I mean, and it's so many. That is awesome. So yeah, and I agree. Their depth of wisdom is really amazing. Our seniors, we should listen a lot more.
Yeah. and,
um,
and
uh,
basically, it's just really one thing. It's just really senior care, but
yeah,
we have to do it in the different sections, different departments.
Yeah, that's smart though. I mean, it's smart because if someone is maybe too frail or too needy for home care, they can move to a care home. If you need a home care, you can, and also you can use your staff, I'm sure, in many different locations.
Right.
So that see, it all makes sense because it all works together, and you provide care from the very beginning to the very end of life, from the beginning of needing care to the end of life. So to me, that makes perfect sense. Why not? Why not provide the whole continuum of care that someone needs? So that's great. All right. I would imagine in your life, there have been people or organizations that have done a really great job. Maybe they've been mentors or inspirations to you. Who is it that you would like to talk about?
It's really my mom. Um, I came here on my 20s, and so I was just visiting her like maybe every 2 or 3 years. And my children then were very, very small. But year 2007, I visited her, and when I was talking to her, she doesn't even know me, and that was very shocking. And then I stayed there, and supposedly I was supposed to stay just 2 weeks, but I stayed more, and I realized how hard it is to take care of a patient, a dementia client. Very, very hard. They don't know you, and that's really the beginning of why I've been giving my senior clients, dementia patients, really having a dolls, the therapy dolls, and the bears for them to hug, because that they made them so uh, they have something to nurture. They have something to do, because they remember the old ways that they were doing when they were a little bit younger. They didn't realize that the real world. They don't know that, and become so quiet and very, very like smiling when they're taking care of their little baby.
Yeah. And yeah, and especially for men and women, and as they regress a bit,
Yeah.
they remember when you were a baby, and they don't know that you're an adult anymore, and they remember that time is so imprinted in our brains when we had small children. And it's such a nice giving us them the ability to comfort and nurture someone is, or a thing, but to them it's someone, is really nice. So yeah, absolutely, those are cool. And we have a lot of people that talk about their parents and the journey they took with their parents or grandparents. And I think that all of us, probably most of us in this industry, have a story
Also,
about our.
another person that really, really like made me to be in the senior care industry. Um, when I charged nurse that helped me how to drive when I was new here, how I started to have a credit card of my own so I can buy my washer and dryer. 10 years later, she had a problem. She became very, very sick, and she was fired in our hospital, and she was my boss. And she had no family, and she ended up having schizophrenia. So every now and then I was just visiting her. It's a long story, but in short, she became very sick, and she was a victim of scam by their neighbors. So I ended up getting her and let her stay, and I took care of her since 2004. Now she's on almost on her 68 now, and she's still with me.
Nice. Oh, that is sweet.
So
What a
those two
nice thing to do.
people.
What is a nice, that's a nice thing to do.
Yeah, I promise to God that I will continue to take care of her as long as he'll help me to make extra income. So her money from Medicare is only about 1,600, but she's in her own beautiful room with caregivers around the clock.
Oh, that's great. That's amazing. Yes. I mean, it's so nice and fulfilling to know that someone you care about who helped you is being well taken care of, and that you're able to provide for them. That's awesome. And I know she appreciates that more
Oh,
than
she don't know anyone because she has dementia now.
she's
She only
doesn't
know the
know.
name Lenny. That's it. Everyone is Lenny.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, somewhere in there, or maybe in the next life,
Yeah, it's always Lenny. And
she'll
and
know.
when you start talking to her, it's always about, oh, I taught Lani how to start IV. I taught her how to drive, things like that. That's all she remembered. That was like since 1980s.
Yeah. Aw.
Yeah.
That is great. Well, she in her brain somewhere, she knows and appreciates you. Absolutely. All right, let's talk about online marketing a little bit. You have a lot of businesses all in senior care. This has been the last 12 months have been rough for everybody. It's hard to do some in-person networking. So a lot of people have turned to online marketing more and more. I know it's confusing and ever changing. So what are your thoughts about online marketing?
You're completely right, and I totally agree. Nowadays, because of this pandemic, it's very, very hard to do marketing. Before, I will just roam around and volunteer myself, especially in the independent senior housing. I will always teach them almost every month to do a bystander CPR so they can help each other and save their their own lives in case something
Yeah.
happened. And also in the nursing home, we do dancing like Hawaiian and Filipino dances, but now we cannot do that. So I have to learn the new way, and that will be through being visible. So what I've been doing, I've got no technology, but I learned how to do Facebook,
Yeah.
and now I'm starting to do YouTube because I have so many things to share what I learned from the business, from the people I'm taking care of, and I just have so many to share every day. So I have a Facebook group called All About Seniors,
Hmm.
Senior Care, and Senior Care Business Support Group, and I share to them like the pillars of success, how to start. At the moment, we are doing how to start an assisted living facility, and I don't charge anything. I do it for free.
Nice. That is so nice. Yes, getting
I
the
need to learn YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, but for now, I'm happy with my Facebook. I have a topic there. Every almost every day, different topics like senior care communication. Those are like tips and strategies of to take care of seniors, things that about seniors, uh, equipments needed, things like that. Then I also have a topic about senior jokes, and also I have a story to tell in my
Aw.
Facebook group. Yeah,
Yeah, nice. And you know that those Facebook groups can be very engaging and they can really help a lot of people. They can also help you, at some point maybe do some consulting or something like that. So
yeah,
there's all kinds of opportunity there. And I do believe, just like what we're doing here, sharing a Zoom screen and talking to each other is a great way to get the word out about your services or just continue to be visible. So, for instance, this video, when we're all done, it'll go up on YouTube, but you can also use it to, share with anybody you want. So, those are the kinds of things I think are making a difference right now. And the reason we do this is to just connect with people who have wisdom and have been doing this a long time and can share that wisdom with others, whether they're a startup or a consumer or anyone out there. So we appreciate this. All right,
you.
what piece of advice would you give to other senior care providers?
I teach this thing to almost everyone from my caregivers and to, if possible, if they can do the same thing to the other senior care providers, to be always Lani, to be always a loving and a nurturing individual, and be a hope, help one person every day. Because
Oh,
that's what we do, especially, I mean, a lot of elderlies needing help, and they need us a lot, being a loving and caring person. We
that's
have to respect them because sometimes you'll see like, they're old, but you just don't know. I mean, believe me, they need us.
yep.
Yeah.
You got to have it in your heart and you got to continue to help and remember where you came from. I mean, at the very beginnings of your career and all the people you've helped before you. So that's very good piece of advice is to help somebody every day. Absolutely. All right, my last question is supposed to be a fun one. When you have a win in life or business, how do you like to celebrate?
It's, you know, big win or a small win. Like if, for example, I have something really, really big win, I look up the sky and I thanks to God, and I say, celebrating the win. And then I'll call my husband or text my children because the children doesn't want to be talking, just they love texting.
Yeah, that's right. That's so true. Yeah.
And then I'll call my staff like, hey, we did it, because all what I have is really from scratch. Like I have no doctors that help me. I don't even know like one doctor that will really help me, give me some clients. No, I start from the bottom. I'm getting my clients from what I've been doing to all these senior people, dancing with them, helping with them, driving them around, things like that. So it's from the bottom, not from the doctors or hospitals to me, not from that, but from the bottom, go from them, and they will recommend me and come to me.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, celebrating in big wins or little wins in life or in business. Yep. Thanking God, or, however we celebrate that, and recognizing that our teams have helped us along the way from the very beginning on up. All good things. So, thank you for sharing that with us. And you know what? I want to just thank you for doing the show, for being on here, and for sharing your wisdom with us and all your great businesses. So, for everybody who's watching, we are going to make sure that your websites are with your recording so that they can visit and take a look at all the things that you've done over the years. So,
And I have my own quotation. Can I share that?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time flies and we are the pilot. You can fly slow, you can fly fast. You can fly low like a night swallow. You can fly high like an eagle in the sky, but fly until you reach the beautiful sky.
Oh, that's sweet. Thank you so much. How nice is that? We'll have that'll be with your video too. So we'll put that in print for you and
Thank
you'll be able to see that.
you.
Very nice. So thank you so
Thank you.
much. And we hope you do the show again and share some more wisdom with us down the road. Thank you.
Thank you.